Congresswoman Laurel Lee is a Republican from the state of Florida, joins us live here on the Hill. Congresswoman, thanks for being back. I know when we talked to you last time, we had to cut out real quick, so we appreciate you coming on back this time. Your takeaway today, Congresswoman?
Well, I think we heard a number of very important things. First, the special counsel walked through the elements of the offense. I believe it was uncontroverted here that we know that President Biden had documents that were sensitive, documents that were classified, that he should not have had, and that ultimately the decision to decline prosecution by the Department of Justice was based on other factors, including that one we heard so much about today, that it was his belief that a jury would basically take him for an elderly, well-meaning gentleman who was forgetful. The important thing for us there really goes so far beyond this special counsel investigation and this decision by the Department of Justice to decline prosecution. It goes straight to the question of if this is the assessment, if this is what we believe the jury would make an assessment of our president, is he up for the task of being our commander-in-chief today? So that was one of the chief focuses for certainly for Republicans on the committee, and something that I think is a subject of great interest really for all Americans.
Is this something that you are going to try to keep in the limelight from the Republicans' perspective simply because of that? And it is quite possibly President Biden's number one weakness. Why not talk about the policies?
I think it is very important. Yep, I think it is very important. So first off, one thing that I think is important to make clear, this was not an exoneration of President Biden. This was a decision to decline prosecution. And as a former federal prosecutor, I will tell you, those are two very different things. So there was absolutely evidence that these documents were mishandled, that they should not have been in his possession, that they were shared with other parties who should never have known about the existence of the contents of those documents. So, that is one thing that's important for us to bear in mind. The second thing has to do with that mental acuity and forgetfulness, and whether or not this is an issue that we need to be very concerned about with our commander-in-chief. Anytime there's a mishandling of documents like, yes, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you real quick, what should Donald Trump do with the DOJ if he's reelected or elected?
Well, listen, as somebody who's was a long-term employee of the Department of Justice, I can tell you that in communities across America, they're serving a very, very important function. They're bringing important cases, keeping violent predators off the street. So, our line prosecutors across America are doing great and important work. Any president, whether it is Joe Biden or Donald Trump or anyone else, needs to make sure that politics aren't playing into charging decisions. That's the key to a criminal justice system that works, is that two people who've committed the same offense are going to be treated the same way by our justice system and charged the same way by our justice system. And that's one of the things that House Republicans on the Judiciary Committee are very concerned about, making sure we're exploring anytime we see a report like this and a charging decision like this.
All right, Congresswoman Lee, we have to leave it there. Thanks for being back with us. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.